Hello and welcome to another episode of our Speakeasy podcast. We've got
Gianni,
and I am Ken. What is up, guys?
what's happening?
Puerto Rico,
Ho!
Puerto Rico,
Ho!
What do we have?
Your people.
It's my people. I am half Puerto Rican. My mother is from Puerto
the
Rico.
good half. The good half.
The good half. And John is married to my cousin who is Puerto Rican as well.
My kids
So
are
we
half
have a
Puerto
lot of-
Rican. The bad half. The bad half.
Yes, they're part. The way I like to put it, to my son at least, I don't know what percentage your kids are. He's a Puerto Rican.
Oh, a Puerto Rican. Nice. I like that. I like that. Mine are fitty.
Fitty fitty?
Fitty.
Yeah. So
Although, according to my DNA test, we're not going to talk about that.
we've got some exciting beers. John, where are these from? Tell us a
All
little bit
right.
about these. What's going on here?
So, I have a friend that I coach sports with. I coached her daughter in soccer and softball, and I got
Cool.
her coaching, and she's got a ton of family. She's Puerto Rican. She's got a ton of family in Puerto Rico, and she
Cool.
goes to Puerto Rico all the time. And she brought me back a couple beers, all the way from Puerto Rico. What a good thought!
That is very nice.
Very nice. Very much
What's your friend's
appreciated.
name? Tell us a little bit about it.
Wanda.
Wanda.
Thank you, Wanda. I don't think
Not
she
Wanda
watches.
Sykes?
Not Wanda Sykes. No, I don't like Wanda Sykes.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she watches. She likes when I post stuff, but I'll shout her out. Maybe she'll watch this one.
Yeah, watch this one, Wanda,
Watch
please.
this one.
Yes.
This is from, what I say it was from Rincón Brewing Company. Rincón.
Rincón. You could do that whole
Rincón.
I can't do that tongue thing.
Come on, you're Puerto Rican.
I know I'm a fake Puerto Rican because I can't do that tongue thing.
Rincón.
No, can never do it.
Rincón, Puerto Rico.
Yes.
And this beer is called Decada. I probably should have looked up what Decada means in English before we, but you know what? We'll do that.
That's
We'll try
okay.
it.
You can look it
Yeah.
up, people. Come on.
It's a summer ale coming in at 5.4%. And
Okay.
it looks like it's
Not too
some type
heavy.
of like dedication. It says, there's all sports stuff on here on the can, and it says like a bunch of stuff and
All right.
whatever it is.
Cool.
It's from Rincón. And
Rincón.
I'm going to say cheers to you.
Gracias.
Gracias. And let's give it a shot.
Salud.
Salud. That's good.
Puerto Rico. Oh, Puerto Rico. Oh.
I like it.
It's good.
That's good.
Yeah. Solid
It's got
stuff.
a good taste.
Solid stuff.
So Puerto Ricans drink beer? I thought they just drank like Jameson.
What?
I thought they just drank like Jameson.
Or Bacardi. You should have said Bacardi. That would have made more sense. The Puerto Rican rum. But, yeah. Beer is... remember, I did the episode recently with Aruba. The Aruba beer and...
Beer has become and it's funny because, so beer has become a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
Right? There's always been beer.
Yeah.
Everybody's made beer since the beginning of time. Beer,
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
But have they made beer like this? Has the world accepted that America makes the best IPAs, New England IPAs, the best ales, and they try to do their own version of it?
Well, everyone's going to be biased towards whatever they make, They're going to be...
Right. But when you're getting these hazy beers from different countries, is it because we started that shit?
Well, hazy, yes.
Right?
I think so, yeah. I mean, you look at your ones from other countries, and you have, European beers, like your Stella Artois, or your Heinekens, or your Amstel Lights, or whatever.
Which are
you
very
call
good
them.
beers.
Yeah. And your Pilsner Urquells, and, all that stuff. It's going to be, well...
But it's funny when you bring back a beer from Aruba and you bring back a beer from Puerto Rico, and it's like, oh, New England hazy IPA. Like,
Yeah. Well, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. So,
Tis.
Yeah. Solid one, though. Thanks again, Wanda. This is
thanks
very
again.
good.
We're going to do another one from the same brewery.
Yeah. There's something interesting we noticed, too.
Yeah,
that
we'll
we're going
bring
to
that
talk
up
about
later.
that second one.
That's funny.
We're going to bring that up.
I'm still in.
Keep watching, and we're gonna revisit that thing that John and I had noticed, where there's a connection.
Yeah, this one.
Yes, there is a connection between us, and when I'm saying us, I mean really close to us.
Yeah, us,
and this Puerto Rican beer. But we'll talk about that in a little while.
So,
John and I had talked recently.
Yeah.
And
we're always looking for new stuff to
Yeah.
watch and,
yes.
you know.
So we were John and I have crazy similar interests in things. That's probably why we've been working and we've been doing the show for so damn long. With so many episodes, not so damn long, but we did a lot of episodes.
Yep.
But we have a lot in common as far as views, as far as music, as far as TV shows and things. So whenever John tells me or I tell John, watch this or watch that, we don't take it with a grain of salt. We say, okay, maybe I'll check it out. I said
I watched Neat for the third time.
3 times now,
Three
really?
times now. Twice in a week.
That's great.
Yeah.
Did you cry at the end of it?
Every time. Every time.
It's funny when
My
we say
father and my brother, and we just shared that one drink.
Yeah, I know. Because it's not even it's not a sob story. It's a documentary.
It's not a sob story at all.
But damn, Freddie from Buffalo Trace, when he talks about when you drink bourbon with family and friends, it touches you. It hits you.
He's gonna put a cork in that pappy, and good thing he didn't.
Yeah. Watch it. We don't want to give it away, and that's the thing. It's like I don't want to give it away in what he was saying, but you view bourbon in a whole different light, and you view expensive bourbon in a whole different light, where you're just kind of like no rules apply. That's the only way I'll put it when it comes down to it. Even though I often say
I mean, we're not drinking bourbon here on this show just to drink bourbon. We're drinking bourbon here on this show because we're family and we're friends. And we want to share it with each other, and
yes.
And live happily ever after.
Yes.
Happily level
after.
Happily level
You can
after.
tell how much we had before this. But I back to what we were saying about regarding shows and things of that sort. I go to John. I'm like, God, check out this show. Check out that show. Maybe we can talk a little bit on a podcast. And one of them that I had mentioned was the show on Netflix. Was it Netflix?
Netflix, yeah.
Netflix called Arnold. Arnold Schwarzenegger, there's a documentary about him, his life, how he came up, everything about Arnold.
And I was hesitant about it. I was very hesitant because I've seen it on Netflix, but I'm like, fucking documentary.
You know what
Arnold.
Appreciate it? My brother Pete would really appreciate it, probably.
He would.
He's
You're
like an
absolutely
Arnold
right.
fanatic.
He is.
I was at Venice Beach one time. I remember I got him a T-shirt. It was like Arnold doing his famous pose or whatever and everything. I'm like, my brother's everything. He used to watch the movies about Arnold before they were like, or documentaries on Arnold before Arnold was like,
one day we're going to call Pete on the show.
I know, we should. But yeah, it's an awesome Netflix documentary about Arnold Schwarzenegger and his
rise.
Where he came from. He came from basically
shit. Nothing.
And my wife goes to me and she
Not
said,
even shit, nothing, because his dad was like a sheriff or like a cop.
But his dad was he got PTSD from military.
He's abusive, and
he had his own issues.
The mom had issues, and
yeah.
So I don't want to say it came from nothing.
It was a cold family.
Yes, they weren't like poor.
But my wife had said to me, she's like, I kind of don't like that he keeps putting down his family, and how he's doing that and putting them out. I'm like, yes, but you know what? He has to do that because he's saying if his family was any different with him growing up, he would never have become what he had become. Right. So take the good, take the bad. That's just a life lesson in general.
Like, we're not going to spoil it, but we can talk about it a little bit.
Yes.
Like, he even said he thought from the beginning, he's like, I don't think my dad's my dad. I feel like I'm American. Like, I don't feel like I'm Austrian.
Yes.
And all he ever wanted to do was come to the United States.
Yeah, that was his dream, was to become to the United States. But he had idols in life where he had this one guy who played Hercules in the movies.
Yeah,
and
I forgot his name.
I forgot his name too. But yeah, well, we don't want to give too much away, so it's a good thing we don't know his name. But he had different idols, and let's just put it this way: he ended up meeting these idols. He ended up, I remember
superseding these idols. He wound up being.
I remember this, from the times I've been to church and everything, and I remember I was at church the one time, and the pastor had said to me, or not to me, he was talking and everything, and he was talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger in general.
Really?
Yeah, and he was talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know exactly where he got his information from or anything of that sort, but I'll just say at the time I'll trust that information. And after watching this, I trust the information even more because it kind of confirmed things to me. Arnold Schwarzenegger used to say, in life, he's like, he looked at things as a portrait, and each portrait was what he wanted to become.
Right.
And he said, all I want to do is paint myself into that portrait.
Yeah.
So he looked at things differently. he looked at things where there was no limits. There was nothing that was going to stop him. He already had it made. He already had that portrait painted in his head.
Right.
It was just getting there and how he was going to get there.
Yeah. And the thing about him is he set a goal for himself. When he hit it, he just stopped.
Yeah.
And did another goal. And he hit that. And then he just stopped. And he got another goal. And he hit that. That guy could have been Mr. Olympia for 20 years in a row.
Yeah.
But he's like,
I'm done with Mr. Olympia.
I've done it. I've done it a few years in a row.
I give someone else a chance.
There's something else I want to do now.
Yeah.
My goal now is here. I've done what I wanted to do. Now my goal is here, and I'm going to go in this direction. And he just totally flat left bodybuilding.
Yeah. Yeah. But you have to credit bodybuilding in that, though, because he would have gotten some of those roles if he wasn't.
Well, no, 100%.
He didn't get that popularity from bodybuilding. He wasn't a known name.
But once he got to his goal, he didn't milk it.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, now this is my next goal.
Yes.
I'm going to go to this. And he just kept going.
He had the painting, and he painted himself into it. He had the picture in his head, and he painted himself into it. And that's the whole thing. He kept doing it and doing it and doing it.
I was never a gigantic Arnold guy.
Yeah.
Did I watch his movies? Yeah. When I was watching the documentary and I looked up his movies, I was like, oh, my God. There's maybe like one movie that I haven't seen that he's in it.
I know.
And all of a sudden I started gaining respect. I'm like, dude, it blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's...
The respect that you have for him after watching this. And listen, the guy had flaws. Plenty of flaws.
A lot of flaws.
And he admitted to his flaws.
Yes.
He owned his flaws.
Yes.
And it's not like he never ever, like, at least from what I got, he never tried to hide anything. It was not like, he was... I mean...
Well, I guess he would play that...
Well, I guess in a way he did hide. He didn't reveal things because of his family, and he didn't want to put them under that. But he didn't, as far as things go, as when push came to shove, he's like, yes, he owned it. That's the best way to put it. I hate to say he didn't try to hide it because there are some things that he may have hidden, but
there's certain things everybody's ashamed of, or you do that. It's not that you're hiding it; you're just not bringing it up.
Yeah. Yes, but
or acknowledging.
I guess in a way, for him, he didn't want to put his family through that torture. Because basically, what I'm getting at, which we all know, is that Arnold did have a relationship with the maid from the house, and he did have a child with her.
And you see it? You see him?
He's Arnold's spitting image.
It's him. You couldn't. There's nothing you could do to pass that boy off.
He's cock D, bro. That guy,
yes,
man.
He is.
He and not to put any of his other kids down at all, but they look nothing like Arnold. This kid came out, and I think he was like, "I'm Arnold." He was like
the Dominican Arnold, or whatever she was. Or
yes, because the maid was some kind of Latin,
Dominican Mexican,
sometime
Latina.
Yeah, and he was. He looks. I'm like, oh my God, that's freaking Arnold, and he's involved in the kid's life, and apparently he has been contributing, or he's done his share, or done his whatever his part to financially help in any way. As far as he owned it, and
it's nice to see at the end of the day. Not that obviously everybody knows he's divorced and
yes.
from Maria Shriver, but. They're still like a family, though.
Yes.
When there's something big happening, they're together. It's not like there's animosity. They fucked up. They split off. They're doing their own thing, and they're just like, you know what?
We're
civil? We're friends.
After watching it, do you think if Maria Shriver would say, "Hey, I want to get back," would he do it? Do you think he would?
I don't know.
I think he definitely would.
That's the thing is they don't talk about like his life now, like his dating life. Like I feel like he's very private now. You don't hear much about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Well, he's
where was even that house he was in at the end? That was snow on it, and he's
was that
like
the one in like
where he's sitting in the hot tub and he got
Idaho,
the donkeys.
it was some random state. My wife would look it
No,
up.
he's like the houses from he's like it's like what we had in Austria, but it's an American.
Was it like
house
Sun
and-
something? Anyways,
They don't really mention it,
Apparently,
don't
it's a very, very sought out after area.
sure.
Or something like where celebrities live and things of that
Yeah,
sort.
you don't
but-
know. Is he dating? Is he obviously he's not remarried, but like,
Yeah, but at that
don't hear
age, sometimes that's not what
he
you're
is
necessarily looking
75 years old.
for. Yeah,
Arnold is 75.
And
It made me feel old.
and
When
if
I
he
look-
picked a fight with me right now, I would run away.
100%. 100%.
I would still run away. That's Arnold, man. I don't know, man. You can't.
Yeah, so I was never into Arnold, and now watching it, when I started watching it, I was like, this guy, he's so into himself. He's so like...
It almost seems at times narcissistic, a little arrogant,
Right.
cocky,
But then real, and then you didn't feel for him, but you were like admiring him. Like, dude,
Yeah.
you set out to do this, and you fucking did it.
Yeah, he and that was the whole thing. So and it wasn't just that. The thing is that people looked at him and laughed. They laughed. They said, "No way!" Not necessarily the whole becoming Mr. Olympia, but when he wanted to become an actor. And did you see in the
Well, he
beginning?
couldn't speak, barely spoke English.
Yes, the first film he did was horrible. I think it was
They-
just like
they dubbed his voice.
Yes, they had to dub his voice because his accent was so damn bad.
Hercules in New York.
And so it wasn't good.
I
But
am Hercules. You will not defeat me. And then instead they dubbed it with, I am Hercules. You will not defeat me.
like the Chinese movies. But yes, I will. But he didn't give up. You know how many people would give up? It's like the first time if you watch the movie, first time he came to do a not weightlift. What is it? Mr. Whatever Universe or whatever. What was it? And when they took him over to the United States, he didn't win. He came in second place.
Came in second place.
And it was
he
like
was so disappointed in
Yeah.
himself. He was embarrassed of himself.
There's so
'cause
many-
they brought him here to win that.
yes. And there's so many people in life that would say, "All right, this is. I guess I just wasn't cut out. I cut out for this. I'm done. I'm giving up." He's like, "No." He's like, he looked at the guy who won, because the U.S. had just not necessarily standards that were better, but different standards.
Yeah.
Where they wanted people more cut, more torn,
tan,
yeah,
yeah.
more whatever. And
More
he's
symmetrical.
Like, and he's like, in order to win this is what I have to be. So this is what I'm going to become. So
And it's funny, there's one point where he's like flexing in front of his friends in the mirror, and they're like, oh my God. And he's like,
Yeah.
I was embarrassed. He's like, that's not me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that in front of people. He goes, but he's got to show that persona where he's.
yeah, and when you look at it, not to dissect this too much and not to necessarily give too much away, he grew up in a household where he was always second best. His brother was always number
brother
one.
was number
His
one.
brother was given a lot. His brother was always
He said his brother was more muscular. His brother was bigger. His
Yeah.
brother was more loved. His brother was
so
smarter.
that's what pushed him even more. And his brother, unfortunately, died at a young age.
Drunk driving.
Yeah. And his brother didn't want to live to be that. He didn't want to be that figure. And the brother that wasn't pushed to be that figure is the one that became that figure. You know, isn't it interesting? Isn't it
Yeah.
ironic how you,
Yep.
because he wanted to be what they put his brother on his pedestal, he wanted to be him so much. It's what made him more successful.
Yeah. And it's funny because he said the way I am and the way I have to be and the way my mindset is, his brother died, his father died.
Yeah.
He's like, no emotion.
Yeah.
I don't cry.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like,
Yeah.
I think about my goal, about this,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm focused on. It was a great documentary. It really was.
Yeah. And then, yes, and then,
I mean, obviously he had a lot to do with it.
yeah.
It went in his words, his vision, his...
Yeah. But I think it needed to be done.
Yeah. The best parts were him versus Stallone, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's so cool.
I
I
like-
never realized they even had like a rivalry like
Well,
that.
they're good buddies now. And
They were in all the Expendables, right?
yeah, and I love seeing Danny DeVito pop his head in there.
Hell yeah.
I love seeing Jamie Lee Curtis pop her head in there because
That's one of my favorites. I love that movie.
Watch The Bear, John. Watch The Bear.
I'll watch The Bear.
She's in it. She's in the latest season, and she does a phenomenal job.
I like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
She was sexy back in the day.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
You liked her boobs in Trading Places?
Yes, I did. I paused that scene many a time as an 11-year-old.
And kept it there for 2 minutes.
Be right out, Mom!
Yeah. But yeah, or in True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger when she did that whole dance thing.
They're sexy, man.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Schwarzenegger movie?
Ooh. Oh, man. True Lies was great. Very long, though. But, oh, man. I think there's a difference between, I think, the best Arnold Schwarzenegger movie and my personal favorite, I feel like. I think.
Well, no, I'm not thinking about the best he did, like ratings or the best acting
No,
role.
no,
Like
no,
your
no.
favorite.
I liked a lot, and I think it was just such a well-made movie, was The Predator. Predator.
Okay, yeah.
Predator. But just because growing up and just and it was such a unique view on things, and because I'm a movie guy and the way it was made, I really liked Last Action Hero, man. I thought it was a great movie.
Wow, one of his worst rated
I know.
movies.
I loved it.
Okay.
Just to see him in a role like that. But yeah, I don't know. Predator was just.
I thought you were going to throw like Twins or Kindergarten Cop at me. Now, I'm more of a
No.
Commando guy than a Predator guy. I loved Commando.
Oh man, but Predator! Come on, do it now. Get
Predator's
Come
great.
on.
Don't remember Predator's great. I'll take
Yeah.
Predator over Terminator.
Yeah.
Terminator 2, I like better than Terminator 1.
Terminator 2 is much better. There's not many movies where you can say the sequel is better.
Right.
And that's Terminator 2.
Right, I agree.
Because he's a good guy there. And then what's his name? Edward Furlong, whatever the guy who paid.
He's a fucking mess now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I know him from that and American History X. But
He's a mess now.
But he, it was just such a good, and then the mother, where she sees him in the jail.
She was hot in the second one.
She got these, man.
Oh, yeah.
And she sees him, and she just has a flashback, and she's scared
Yeah, 'cause he
and
was
everything.
bad, yeah.
Oh,
I didn't see the third or the fourth one, to be
Yeah.
honest. I did not see those.
There was the third. The
Yeah,
newer
the third
ones.
one was right before he went into office, and then the
Yeah.
fourth one was like a couple years ago.
Yeah, there are newer ones. They have some big time actors and stuff. But
I haven't
he's
seen
older, and I gotta, there was one. You know how they do those movies on the cruise and everything.
Yeah.
And it's out in the open and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was on a cruise, and they had one of the newer ones,
Probably the
Genesis
third
or
one.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was on. I was watching. You're on a cruise. You're not looking here to watch a movie. Sometimes you're walking around, whatever. And I'm watching, and I watched maybe 20 minutes of it. I'm like, I gotta watch this. And I never
Yeah.
freaking rewatched it. I never watched it.
I have to
man.
watch it too.
Yeah, because I'm like, wow, this seems really entertaining.
I really liked End of Days.
End of Days. That's with Satan and all that stuff.
That was a
and-
really good movie.
yeah, and the I feel like it was like the lady from Selena that like turned out she was like the nanny or something or whatever in the house.
J-Lo was Selena.
No, not the woman that killed Selena in the movie. What was her? You remember that
Yeah,
woman?
I don't remember.
I think she was the one that was in End of
Maybe,
Days. I
maybe.
feel like that she was. That got pretty crazy.
I loved End of Days, man. I watch
Yeah.
it, and whenever it's on, I watch it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So John had brought up to
But
me before.
Commando is probably one of my favorites.
But John had brought up to me before. He goes, I was never really an Arnold guy. And he said, I was watching this documentary and they kept bringing up these Arnold movies. He's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. There were so many good Arnold movies, man.
There's out of all his films, there's probably 3 that I haven't seen.
Yeah. The pregnant one was a flop, I think.
I did not like the pregnant one. Jingle All the Way is phenomenal Christmas movie. Dude.
yeah.
I love that as a Christmas
Yeah,
movie.
that was good.
Red Sonja.
Twins.
Raw Deal. When he was
Conan. The Barbarian.
So I saw Conan the Barbarian. I didn't see the next one. Conan the something.
Yeah.
Conan
But that's
the-
where he was starting to get. That's where he started. That was his start, really.
I didn't watch Hercules in New York.
And then Twins. So the
Well,
interesting
Twins is
thing.
a classic. They're supposed to be coming out with another one.
Really?
Twins 2 is supposed to be being made.
Yeah. But it was between Danny DeVito, who's a genius, and Arnold Schwarzenegger,
The perfect pair.
The interesting thing, though, as you probably saw in this documentary, Arnold had said, as far as being as close to a real-life character that he is like,
Right.
his character in Twins was the most accurate to what he is.
It was a guy
in real
coming
life.
from another country
Exactly,
to the United States
exactly,
and having to figure everything out.
Yep,
You know what they didn't? They did not mention Kindergarten Cop though.
they didn't.
That is probably his best comedic role.
I didn't. I don't. I may have watched it once.
Kindergarten Cop.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But True Lies,
True Lies is great.
which was, like I said, it's a long movie, but I can watch that
love True
from
Lies.
start to finish, no issue. I can watch start to finish, no issue.
He said Red Sonja,
Yeah.
whatever. Red Raw Deal, whatever. All these movies. He's.
I didn't watch
he's
The
not even
Expendables, though. Really.
I saw the first one.
I think maybe I saw the first one. If I don't remember if I watched it, that means it wasn't memorable
I think
to
there's
me.
a few of them.
Yeah,
there
there is. There is. You got Jason Statham gets in there and all those.
That's so the Expendables is like all the
It's a clusterfuck of a
It's
bunch
a
of different
clusterfuck of-
action celebrities.
actually celebrities who's like their time is up.
Yeah.
They're like, let's put him in a whole movie.
I think that's why.
Statham, who played the Russian in Rocky?
Golf Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
Whatever.
Dolph.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Stallone, Willis. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Yeah. Which I always say, just because a movie has a ton of great actors doesn't mean it's a great movie.
no, it doesn't be a great movie. That's pretty cool that they all get together and
They
do a
did,
movie, you
they
know,
did.
because they're all rivals.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize because I'm like Rambo. I'm like that's before Stallone. I mean that's before Schwarzenegger. Like how is he comparing himself to Stallone and Rambo? Rambo was so early in the '80s, and then I'm like, wow, Commando. Like,
Yeah, but you have to admit, I mean, okay, you got Sylvester Stallone. He's a big dude. He's cock deep, but he's no Arnold.
No.
He's no Mr.
No,
Olympia.
no,
you know,
no.
he's not. You know, you get someone like Arnold that comes into the picture, and he's like Gigundo.
kick his ass.
Yeah.
It
But
was a good documentary.
and
If
he
you
was-
haven't watched it, definitely watch it.
and then when he became governor, he's like, I had no clue. What do I do now? What do
That's
I?
a whole nother chapter. That's a whole nother discussion.
We'll let
This-
you guys watch it and find out a little bit more.
This
about
guy
that,
was
I
like,
think. Yeah,
I may run, I may not.
yeah,
I don't know. And
yeah.
then his wife finally gave him like the blessing, and he's like,
Because she was against it. Yeah, yeah,
He's she's a Democrat. She came from a Democratic family.
yeah.
He had Republican views.
So interesting facts about Arnold as well. His son-in-law is Chris Pratt. Who?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They didn't talk about that.
Oh, yeah, they didn't.
You just looked it up.
No, I knew.
Oh, you know a lot about Arnold.
Yes, I do.
So he's married to, I guess, a Schwarzenegger daughter.
Yes, he is.
And his son Patrick, I know he's dated a lot of celebrities.
Yeah,
Good looking guy.
yeah. I mean, I wasn't checking him out or anything.
No, Chris Pratt.
New beer. What are we doing here,
Beer?
buddy?
Yeah,
Watch it, guys. Check it out.
yeah. Check out Arnold. Arnold.
Do it now. Come on, do it.
Do it.
Get to the chopper.
I love that. Like when he's locking hands with Apollo Creed.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell's that guy's name?
Oh, God. Apollo Creed.
Carl something.
It's from Happy Gilmore. What was his name? Happy Gilmore.
His name's Carl something. All right, we have another beer from Rincón Brewery. This beer in English is called Living the Dream,
Living the dream. This
It
is for
is-
Ruben.
a New England IPA,
Who says that? Oh,
double dry hopped IPA.
yeah.
7.5%. I don't know what that means. I can't even talk. What we found interesting with this beer,
Just found out.
because, I was perusing the can, trying to figure out the percentage and blah, 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 blah. All the way at the bottom in this small, small print, it says, brewed by Bolero Snort LLC in Carlstadt, New Jersey for Rincón Brewing Company. That is hysterical.
Yes.
Because this did not come from Bolero Snort. This came from Puerto Rico.
Yes.
So Bolero Snort is helping Rincón Brewery.
Welcome back home. You made it back.
You're home.
You're
you made it
home.
to your home. And I don't even know if Wanda knows. I will have to let her know
Yeah.
that this beer was actually brewed in Carlstadt 5 minutes from our house and sent to Puerto Rico at Rincón Brewery.
Very interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Now I'm curious because now we're drinking Bolero juice.
We're drinking Bolero.
So we have a beer
Bolero's
that,
not known for their
and now it made me wondering: is this another one of their beers that they just put under a different name and sent to Puerto Rico and said,
it didn't work out here for us. But let's give it to the Puerto Rico.
Yeah, let's give it
like
to
it.
them.
Let's try it. Fuck it.
Thanks, thanks, John. Thanks, Wanda.
Oh, that's delicious.
Oh yeah,
That's very delicious.
wow. I hope they brew here because I want to get this one.
That's not a Bolero beer.
Yeah,
That's a Rincón beer.
that's a
That's a
Rincón.
cerveza. Is this cerveza in Puerto Rico too, or just Mexico?
Well, the cerveza is beer in Spanish, so
Okay.
yeah, get to get us.
I know there's different,
Yeah.
not languages, but dialects.
Yeah, this is
I like
good.
This is good.
I love it.
I got a little pineapple there.
We give it another swish swash.
It's 7.5%. You don't see too much 7.5%, right? It usually goes 6.5 to 8.
Yeah, I'm not hating on 7.5 right now though. That's good.
No.
I like it.
Especially in the state we're in right now.
Yeah,
I think I pulled a muscle.
I do get a little of that pineapple that John had mentioned.
Right? You got pineapple
Yeah,
a
it's
little bit?
good. Solid.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring this can. I'm gonna go to Bolero. I'm gonna be like, "What do you got?
Yeah.
That's just like this."
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything like this beer? Haven't heard of it. See what they say.
Yeah, for
Have
real.
we heard of it?
Yeah, take a picture of this can because I'm bringing it with me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Because Bolero, I've been taken over by new owners, I believe.
Has it?
I believe so.
Really?
There's all new people there. Yeah.
Interesting.
Bolero had like a wrestling event there a couple weeks ago. They're doing good stuff over there.
Well, shoot, that's news if that's the case. We'll look
Yeah.
into it.
I'm gonna
But
check it out.
well, he's only saying that because he saw new people there, but we don't know if this is.
Yeah, no, I follow Bolero and I feel like there's new people, like new everybody.
Yeah. All right. Well, we don't
I'll
want to
confirm that. I'll confirm
start
that.
any rumors
No,
here.
I'll confirm
Yeah.
that. Nobody's
Yeah.
watching anyway. I'll confirm that. But no, Rincón Brewery,
Very good.
Bolero
Very
Snort,
good.
New Jersey. That's great.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good. So when my son growing up and stuff like that, there's certain things that we were taking like slow steps with or whatever. We're like, just because attention things, we try not to give him too much screen time, things of that
You don't let
sort.
them watch rated R movies.
No rated R movies, so we take our time with certain things. And he recently has developed an interest for like video games and things of that sort. So
Roblox.
What's that?
Roblox.
Roblox.
Yeah, I don't know. All the kids play Roblox.
I don't know what
That's
the hell
big
that
thing.
is.
I don't either.
No. So I'm very limited on the video games I have here at my house, but like I thought about it like not too long ago, and I was like, oh, I had ordered and I had it sitting here in the man cave, a retro Nintendo with like has like a bunch of games on it and stuff, and then a retro Sega Genesis
Nice.
that has a bunch of games on it. So my kid was starting to get in, I'm like, you want to try something different, because we're playing like Wii games, like these Sesame Street games and things like that. Now he's like, all right, I'm tired of this stuff, and I'm like, you want to try something different? I'm like, I got these little game systems. I brought up the Nintendo, so it's like the classic games. It's like Mario Brothers. Zelda. We just beat Zelda together yesterday.
You beat Zelda.
Oh hell yeah!
Nice.
and the Genesis has like Sonic the Hedgehog, Altered Beast, and things of that. And then I ended up buying them. It's a little handheld device. It's called a Miiu, and it's like almost like it looks like a Game Boy, but it has like Nintendo and Sega kind of games in it. It's like it's stuff that you kind of upload. You can upload games to it.
I might have to look into that.
It's pretty cool. And when we went to Aruba, like he just was on the plane the whole time playing that.
That's what kept him busy.
Yeah. But it was a long flight, so it was actually kind of a blessing. So he wasn't freaking out or anything. So it got me back into it, man, and I started playing. Hence, like what I just said about beating.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Zelda. I'm like, oh man, I miss playing this stuff. And I'm playing with him. He'll give me the remote. He's like, Dad, you want to play? I was like, In the beginning, I was like, nah. And then I'm like, all right, give me that remote. Let me show you how it's done. Let me show you how it's done. Were you into...
Dad, can I get it back? Shut up.
Shut up. Yeah, exactly.
Give me a few more minutes.
You're going to watch Dad play now, okay? So at one point, I beat like a freaking ton of levels in Zelda. I was doing great. And because I still remember all the secrets and stuff like that.
I was never a Zelda guy.
Oh, I loved it. And he did something. I left the room and I went upstairs and I'm like, oh, you can play for a little bit on your own or whatever. He ended up deleting whatever progress I had, and he deleted like everything. I was like, what the hell did you know?
And you got legitimately mad.
Oh, I was ticked off. I was ticked off.
You're punished.
You're punished. Yeah. I'm like, I just did all that for nothing. But it was so we were getting into it. I'm getting into it, and then I'm like, all right, let me start a new one. I caught up to wherever he had shut it off that night. I didn't go to bed till like midnight or something like that.
It's addicting, man.
It is addicting. Even these old games. I mean, were you into it? Were you into like
back in the day? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started with Atari, right? Did you start with Atari?
I had the Pong.
Pong, right?
Yeah,
on Atari.
Yeah.
I brought up
Frogger on Commodore.
Frogger.
Was that Commodore? I forget.
Commodore was Donkey Kong, right? Donkey Kong was Commodore. So I brought up the other day. My wife actually brought it up. She's something about video games. Oh, you're not a video game person. I said I was.
Yeah, growing
I said
up.
then all of a sudden the controllers got like I couldn't figure it out. And
yeah.
What the fuck? I said, but Pitfall was like my favorite game. She's like, I never heard of it.
I
so you never heard of Pitfall.
I heard of it, but I never played it.
What?
To be honest with you, man, I heard of it, but never played it.
You had Pong, Donkey Kong, Pitfall, Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man. Those
Frogger,
Frogger, Cubert. Those are like the things, right? That was Atari, Commodore, and then Nintendo comes out.
Yeah.
And you get Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
You get Zelda. You get Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. You get
Golden Axe.
You get Top Gun.
Yeah.
You get a lot of awesome games.
Yeah.
And then Genesis comes out.
Kung Fu.
Kung Fu, yes. Yes. Paperboy.
Paperboy, oh my God.
Then you get Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
The
That
rival.
was-
the
that was-
rival.
The
for
rival,
Nintendo.
which was an upgrade in my eyes.
It was. Sonic. RBI Baseball. Tecmo Bowl. Was Tecmo Bowl might have been Nintendo.
Echo the Dolphin, which was not that great.
But then you start getting PlayStation.
Yeah.
Madden.
Yeah.
MLB. Like,
Yeah.
all these Grand Theft Auto, maybe a little later.
That was later, I think. Yeah.
There was others, but
Yeah.
all of a sudden things got too real and too complicated. Where
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm done.
I can't handle this.
I'm done.
Which
I don't want to have to figure it out. I just
Yeah.
want to play.
Which brings me back to Nintendo Wii, because that's really basic.
Well,
And
Wii is
I loved it.
Bowling,
It's bowling
tennis,
and stuff like that. Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Mario Kart.
Actually, they had like a nutrition thing for Wii that I have. That when
Yeah.
I was like losing weight and stuff, I was like, I'm sitting there running in place. Like,
I know. Wii Fitness. Yeah.
Yeah,
something.
Wii Fitness, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved video games back in the day,
Yeah.
but they just got too damn complicated,
Yes.
and I gave up.
Which
I bought. Do you remember Lyndhurst video game rental store across the street? You know where Jalone's is?
yeah.
Across the street. It's a bagel store now. Video game rental store. Any of our friends that are watching that grew up with us in North Arlington, you know it. PlayStation just came out. There was some type of game. I couldn't figure it out. I broke it in half. And I had to buy it.
Yeah.
My mental.
What was the excuse you gave them? What did you tell them?
I don't even remember. I think I told them I sat on it. And I got stuck in the thing and I forced it out. Video games got just way too complicated and they did not become fun anymore.
Yeah. It's true. It got more and more like, these racing games like Gran Turismo and things like that. It just kind of got.
Grand Prix was great,
Yeah. It got harder. I remember, just a side note, I remember when I had Sega Genesis and Ruben, who's been on the show, had gotten Mortal Kombat.
Combat.
And I was like, I was like, oh, man, I love this game. This is so cool, so cool. I go to my dad. I was like, Dad, can I get Mortal Kombat? He's like, absolutely not.
No way. Finish him!
I had to go to Video World. And
Video World.
I had to, like, scrounge up some cash. I saved up for it. I bought it. And when my father wasn't home, I would put it in the, and then when I knew it was getting close to, like, 5:30 when he came home, I was like, oh, coming out.
Coming out.
Yeah. And
Pac-Man's going in.
Yeah, Pac-Man's going in. But it was because it was gory. It was NC-17, I think, actually, depending on which version it was.
NBA Jam.
NBA Jam. Boom, shakalaka.
Like, great stuff.
And
then all of a sudden,
Street Fighter, too, if you want to talk about those.
But yeah, then I guess you got to PlayStation 2 and whatever else, GameCube. I don't even know what came out anymore after that. Then all of a sudden it became like real effects, right? Like,
yeah,
you're playing Grand Theft Auto and it's like you got to kill the prostitute to steal the car, and it's like, what? Well, what are we doing now?
It went from not appropriate to very extremely not appropriate.
Extremely not appropriate.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I was just eating ghosts as Pac-Man.
Yeah,
now all of a sudden I got to bang a prostitute to steal.
Well,
a
that's
car.
the thing, though. And what do you think, though, about the influence of video games on people's mental psyche and how they, make their life choices, do things? Sometimes these kids.
That's why kids are shooting up schools.
Well, they play these games for 24 hours straight.
They know how to cock a gun and shoot a gun and load a gun.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I mean, I miss the days of like Pitfall, right? Like you're running through, you're jumping over alligators, then you're swinging on a vine to get across. It's like
Contra.
Yeah. Like it's. I don't know.
So
things have changed so
But it's
much
interesting how you say they know how to do that. Like, I played Wii Golf. I never played, like, much golf in my life.
I played Wii Golf, yeah.
And I played Wii Golf. And I went golfing with my neighbor for, like, the first time of, like, real golf.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. For the first time of real golf. And it's like I knew the rules. I knew everything. I even had kind of the motion of my shot from Wii Golf.
Where'd you learn that, laddie?
Wii Golf.
Wii Golf.
It's interesting, though. So there is some good things that come out of it, I guess. But the classic video games, though, it's just, I feel like there was an innocence behind it. With Mario.
Think about Mario, too,
What was your favorite? Mario 1, 2, or 3?
2.
2.
I love 2. I beat all 3 of them, but 2 was my favorite. But even think about Mario now, right? This Italian guy going to save like a princess from this turtle guy, like a little, not gory, but like a weird situation.
Yeah,
but it was okay because it was innocent. Like,
yeah, what were they doing to that princess in there?
This big gigantic turtle was banging a fucking princess.
Did you
watch? The little Italian guy had to go save her.
Did you watch the new movie that was out in
No.
theaters? Ironically enough, full circle, Chris Pratt.
Your guy.
Yeah. And I went to, did we bring it up? I went to Legoland not too long ago, too.
Yeah, I believe.
And I watched.
You didn't mention any Mario, though.
I watched Legoland, the movie, who's voiced by?
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chris Pratt. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Here we are again.
6 degrees of Chris Pratt.
Yeah. I'm a big Parks and Rec fan, too. So, yeah, if you want to go there. Yeah.
So, yeah, if I can get my hands on like a Nintendo now. I bought a Nintendo, about 10 years ago, like online from somebody, and I got all the old games, and it was great.
Yeah.
But I can't keep up with the kids now. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Oh my God! Please put that right here. Let me just look at it. Let me look at it.
This is my original Nintendo.
Oh, and Zelda's in there. Hold on.
Oh, Zelda's actually in there?
The Legend of Zelda's in there. Hold on.
I told John the one episode I had this sitting behind the bar. My mother was like trying to get rid of stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll take the Nintendo."
Wow.
There it is.
Yeah, keep that up there.
Nintendo.
Look how big it is.
Yeah, I know. That's what she said.
Yeah, no, not what she said.
No, that's definitely not what she
Remember blowing it?
said. Yep.
Slap 3 times.
I can't believe Zelda was in there. That is the Zelda.
Zelda's in there.
That is from
The
1980s right there. That's Zelda. That's the one. My favorite game was Zelda. I knew
Gold
it.
sticker Legend of Zelda.
Yes, but listen to this. Another game that we didn't mention that me and my buddy Chuck used to play, and I don't know where we got this password for, was Simon's Quest, which was the sequel to Castlevania.
Oh, okay.
Simon's Quest. And I remember as kids, we were like, you know how you're always big about passwords in video games, up, down, left, right, whatever, all that fun stuff. And Simon's Quest didn't just have a regular password. It wasn't just a up, down, whatever. Listen to this. OYZYUQAU R12SSMIA.
Yeah.
That was the password.
You know what? We've talked about this on the show before.
I
Because I remember I was
yes.
amazed the first time you said that.
Yes, and you can go back to that episode and see that was that's still the password. OYZYUQAU R12SSMIA.
That's funny, man.
And I still remember this password for Simon's Quest, and I got you everything.
That's some kind of dementia shit right there.
I don't know why. I remember it.
You're not going to remember your wife's name and you'd be like, OZYMA.
Yeah. It's like remembering your
Save the princess.
It's like remember your friend's old telephone numbers. Like I brought up Chuck
yes,
99117778. I still remember the phone numbers, man.
201-991-5056.
That yeah. Well, that's still legit.
I don't know what that is. It?
Don't repeat that one.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm joking.
No,
But
I do know what it is. But
my mom's gonna be getting phone calls. Hello.
I didn't say whose it was.
Oh, thanks. But yeah, you just 24038. Okay. Anyways,
That's new though.
I still remember a lot
What's
of phone
the
numbers.
original?
Yeah. And I have my phone number is pretty much I don't know. Phone numbers nowadays, do we change them? We don't change them that often, but
I don't even know my home phone number.
I would.
I have one. I'd
Yeah.
have to look it up. What my
Yeah.
home phone number is.
But classic Nintendo. Back to what we were saying. Wow, look at that! Still had the freaking Zelda in it.
So Zelda was your favorite game for Nintendo?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think mine was Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah.
And there were codes to get just like right to Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Yeah, and Zelda had the codes too, so they have you spend like 30 hours beating the first mission, and you beat Ganon at the end, and then it goes to a second mission, which is basically all the stuff is the same again. It's almost like Groundhog Day because it's the same stuff, but I mean, there's little tweaks here and there. The levels have harder bosses and things of that, and you're like, wait, what? Huh? Anyways, I would love to keep talking on this.
The simpler days, man.
Yeah,
the good old days.
The good old
simpler
days. The good old days.
There was no gore. There was no guns.
But the funny thing is, John, that our parents would say when they were younger about them growing up, those were the good old days.
Yeah.
And it's just going to keep... It reminds me of...
Yeah.
Watch Midnight in Paris.
Sounds like one of your romantic girly movies.
It's a...
Chris Pratt.
No, Chris Pratt. It's Owen Wilson.
Okay.
And Rachel McAdams. And
Redhead?
No, not Amy Adams. Rachel McAdams.
Oh, she's not a ginger?
No, she's not a ginger. It's a Woody Allen film.
Oh. Sinhu Yu or whatever. It's
Yeah.
a Japanese, Korean,
Right.
Korean show.
Great movie, but it's perspective.
Okay.
Perspective. And you look at things where he can travel back in time and how you view things through, and they're like, what's your true respect here? Is that, so basically the guy is infatuated by the times of the whatever era, and the people from that era are infatuated with the times of whatever era from 100 years ago. So it's almost like a cycle here, you know.
Right.
Like basically you're living in a time where you're always going to be obsessed with the past.
Right. Well, it'll be like 20 years from now. Like, our kids are going to be like, remember when they used to, like GTA, they used to have guns and now they shoot laser. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Remember guns back in the day?
Yeah. But then there's always going to be that people that respect that gun and say, that's what I wanted a detective special which I think is the gun from like L.A. Confidential. It's just a nice revolver gun.
Kurt Russell.
You know, that's not Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell's an LA company, no?
No, that's it's Russell Crowe.
Oh.
It's a Russell.
Kurt Russell. I just said Russell.
It's,
I knew there was a Russell in there.
Yeah, it's a really good cat. Kim Basinger's in there. And, yeah.
She was sexy back in the day.
And Guy Pearce. He was sexy back in the day, too.
Guy Fieri.
But
Widow Jane.
we're doing our bourbon now, guys.
I need to tell you that I've been seeing that bottle in a lot of places.
Yeah.
And every time I go buy it, I say, Ken's going to make fun of me for buying that, so I'm not going to buy it.
Why would I make fun of you?
Because it's not a bourbon. It's in an apple blah, 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 bourbon barrel or whatever.
Yeah. No, why not? This would have been nice to say for the fall, but I couldn't wait. And I've been wanting to try this one.
That's honest to God. I'm saying that honest to God.
I believe you. And this, okay, guys, this is Widow Jane Applewood Rye. It's a rye, and it's a blend of straight rye whiskeys finished with toasted applewood staves, made with pure limestone water from the legendary Rosendale mines of New York.
New York.
Coming in at 46.5% alcohol, and it is 93 proof. All right.
I like that.
Yeah. We're going to give Johnny a wee sip here.
We sip.
Yes. And for Kenneth, I'll do a wee sip as well. And we're going to see how this one goes, guys. Not super.
I love the Widow Jane.
That's
People go back in the day when we first started doing this. We did the Widow Jane.
Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid
Love
anymore.
the Widow Jane. I've been trying to find her for a long time.
Yes. He actually killed her husband.
Yes.
Because
she will not marry me.
He likes her that much. Yeah, so this is unique. I saw that Applewood. I said, I've been exploring. I've been doing different things. I like Widow Jane. I like Applewood. Seems like a no-brainer to me.
I've seen that a lot. It's not an expensive crazy bottle.
No, not at all.
No. But I always second-guessed myself buying it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you did. Now I can go
Thanks.
buy it. Now I can go buy it. Now I can try it before I buy it.
Before you try, before you buy. Cheers, man.
Cheers, brother. I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
I like it a lot.
I'm not getting apple yet, though. Are you?
No.
Maybe not linger.
Once you say no and you swallow it and then you go to take another sip, and
I know.
Is still there.
I know. You're looking for it again.
Yeah.
Is it that Applewood? Are you getting rye on it?
Yes.
Good. What's the proof? What did I say the proof was on this? 93 proof.
Right. I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. No, I do. It's very smooth. The aftertaste, I'm digging.
Yeah.
100%. Water makes it taste even better.
Yeah.
Smooth sailing.
Yeah, it's very good.
Affordable bottle.
You get that sweetness on the ends. I don't know if I can say apple definitively, but I get that sweetness.
It's something.
Well, they're not saying it's going to taste like apple.
No.
All they're saying is that
it's Applewood.
yeah, it's an Applewood, which you know,
That's,
take it whatever you want. They're not putting
might have
apples
nothing to
in
do
it.
with apple.
Yeah, they're not putting apples in it. They're not doing any of that sort.
But the aftertaste and what's left in your mouth when you're done is different.
yeah,
Because lately, I feel like I haven't been having good luck with ryes.
yeah,
Right? Ryes have been hit or miss lately.
yeah.
This is good.
Good. So you might buy the bottle now when you see it.
I might, knowing that you're not going to make fun of me.
It's good. I'm glad you got to try it, John.
Because I do see this in a lot of stores.
Yeah. It must be that season because or that time when they released it because I bought it because I haven't seen it in stores.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden after I bought it, I'm like, all right, I see it everywhere now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, I should have done a little bit more shopping for prices and stuff because I don't think I paid that much. But
Listen, you can't go wrong with the Widow Jane.
yeah, we've always been saying it. We've been doing the Widow Jane.
She was one of the first.
Yeah,
Straight up for me, at least.
yeah. The 14. We had the 14 year. That's down below. We have the Lucky 13 was another one we had. Yeah.
Jane says, "I'm done with Sergio.
Last dance with Mary Jane.
One more time to
Kill the pain."
On that note, shout out today goes to Rincón Brewery.
Thanks, Wanda, again.
Thanks, Wanda. Instagram at Wanda Mas. I don't know if she wants people following.
Now she's like, you idiot.
Asshole. Thank you again. And thank you, I guess, to Bolero Snort for making it for Rincón.
We're doing at least that one. I don't know. It wasn't confirmed on the first
That was a
one
pretty
we had.
cool thing. I am going to keep that can. I'm going to
absolutely.
look into that more.
Yeah.
Shout out to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Do it. Come out.
I'm hoping we get twins too. I'm hoping we
Yeah.
get more movies out of you. You're 75 years old. Holy shit, you're old. That means we're old.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nintendo and Mario and Luigi and Zelda and all those good peeps.
And shout out to Widow Jane.
Shout out to
Awesome
Widow
stuff,
Jane.
you
I'm
guys.
Still looking for you, the Widow Jane.
We got to go to the distillery at some point.
Where is that?
It's New York,
It's New
bro.
York, Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, somewhere out there. Yeah.
Let's do it.
I mean, why we haven't done it? I have no idea yet.
I don't know either.
Yeah. Now we have to do it.
Now we
Jeez.
have to.
We'll do a couple breweries over out there too. Yeah.
And as always,
Cheers to you guys.
cheers to you.
All right.
Later.
Later.